My name is Yazmin Hernandez, and this is my presentation on potential diversity barriers in mentoring relationships for OS 310, positive mentoring. I want to go ahead and talk about a couple different potential diversity barriers that some mentor-mentee relationships can experience, and just some strategies on how to overcome these barriers. Age. Age is a really big potential diversity barrier. I think in most organizations now you'll find that there are variety of employees of different ages. You have your millennials, you have your Generation Xers, and these different mindsets and communication styles of workers born in these different eras, along with these advanced technologies. It tends to cause a lot of friction. I think one way to maybe get over this barrier is to encourage the cross-generational interaction. So organizations should facilitate more mentoring between different age employees. I think that we tend to set these relationships up based on commonalities, but I think what we forget is that in order for us to work as a whole, we need that variance. We need different opinions, and in order for us to get to know each other better, we have to understand each other better. And I think it also helps to bring younger employees to seek that experience and wisdom from their senior employees, and then the other way too, where you have older employees and you want them to be open to the fresh perspective offered by their younger employees. So it's like a yin and a yang. You have something to offer to each other. We just have to make sure we put it out there for our employees to see it. So millennials and Generation Xers are not too fond of the formality of regular meetings. And I think as organizations, sometimes we tend to have meetings and more meetings and more meetings, and we don't really say anything different or accomplish anything different. So maybe limiting the regular meetings to only on an as needed basis. And these unnecessary meetings make people of different age groups disengaged, and we want our employees to be engaged, and we want these mentoring relationships to be meaningful, and they can't be meaningful if the mentors and the mentees are disengaged. Another potential diversity barrier is a cultural barrier. And this is because there's a small portion of organizations that have mentors with high level multicultural intelligence. It's not practiced across all organizations, and conflict. In order to get over this barrier, we could provide basic cultural awareness training to include an understanding of cultural dimensions, differences in body languages, and values. We also want to encourage mentors to develop conversational competence in other languages. And we have to provide those resources for our mentors to achieve this goal, because it's not always easy to, find training or pay for training. And I think organizations need to make sure that we provide this, and we want to set up our mentors to succeed, and we want to back them up by providing these resources to them. And we also want to take opportunities to explore and appreciate the culture of our mentees. And it has to be sincere. You have to want to know about them. So you're going to ask questions like, what values do you hold most dear and why? And you really want to know, because you want to be able to communicate and let them know that you care about them, you care about the relationship, and also, what is a typical day in your traditional environment? These are the kinds of questions that will let your mentee know that you sincerely want to know about their culture and you want to get to know them, and that's very meaningful. And just to summarize, it is very important to invest the time in getting to know your mentee, learning their methods, how they operate best, or just getting to know their culture. It really goes a long way. Understanding how to work cohesively regardless of age or cultural differences is the pedestal to a successful mentoring relationship. So you actually have to understand where the other person is coming from, regardless of your age, regardless of your cultural differences. You have to work together, and understanding how to do that, it's the key to making sure that this relationship is successful. And also just working through these barriers defines the transformational leadership model, because you're not just training someone, you're helping them reach their fullest potential by making the efforts and appreciating the differences between you. You are not molding somebody to be like you, or just to kind of get them going in the company. What you want to do is you want to help them be the best them that they can be, and that is really meaningful from a leader. It's a great quality for a leader to have. And as a mentor, when you are helping someone reach their fullest potential, it really speaks volumes of your work.